Good evening and welcome again to Whispered Wisdom. Tonight, we will not simply listen to a story. We will live it. We will breathe the ancient air, walk the sun-baked streets, and allow the timeless wisdom of the wealthiest city in history to become a part of our very being. This is a long journey, a deep meditation. There is no need to try, no need to strive. Simply allow my voice to be your guide as you drift into a profoundly restorative sleep. Close your eyes. Feel the weight of your body, a gentle, comforting pressure against the surface that supports you. Imagine the tension in your muscles, like tightly coiled ropes, beginning to unwind, fiber by fiber. From the tips of your toes, a wave of warm relaxation begins to spread, moving slowly up through your feet, your ankles, your calves, soothing everything it touches. And as your body relaxes, let your mind journey with me. Let us travel back through the mists of time to a place of legend. Before us, rising from the fertile plains, are the immense brick-red walls of Babylon. They seem not to have been built by human hands, but to have grown from the earth itself, a testament to strength and security. Feel the warm desert wind on your skin, carrying the scent of exotic spices from the bustling marketplace, and the sweet fragrance of night-blooming jasmine from the fabled hanging gardens. The sounds of the city reach you, not as noise, but as a symphony. The distant rhythmic clang of a blacksmith's hammer, the gentle melody of a lyre played on a rooftop terrace, the soft murmur of voices sharing stories, and beneath it all, the steady, life-giving flow of the great Euphrates River. This is not just a city of gold and riches, but a city of life, of purpose, of wisdom. You are welcome here. You are safe here. Breathe in deeply and accept the peace of this ancient place. Breathe out slowly and release all that no longer serves you. Your mind is calm. Your heart is open. You are now ready to receive, at the deepest level of your soul, the wisdom of the ages. Let our story begin. Chapter 1. The Thirst of the Soul. In this great city of Babylon, there lived a chariot builder named Bansir. His workshop, filled with the clean scent of cedar wood and the steady percussion of his mallet, was a place of creation. The chariots he crafted were marvels of engineering and art, their wheels perfectly balanced, their frames impossibly strong. Yet a strange paradox haunted Bansir's life. While his work was praised and his skills were unmatched, his purse remained stubbornly, achingly empty. His heart, too, felt a similar hollowness, a void that his fine craftsmanship could not fill. One sweltering afternoon, as the sun cast long shadows from the western wall, he laid down his tools. The silence in the workshop felt heavier than usual. He sat at the threshold, his shoulders slumped, and spoke to his dearest friend, Kobe, the musician, whose lyre could make even the stones of the city weep. "Kobe," Bansir began, his voice rough with an emotion he rarely showed. "Look at my hands. They are calloused and strong. Look at my workshop. It is filled with the tools of a master. We toil from before the first light of dawn until the last embers of the day have faded, working as if our very souls depended on it. And yet, why? Why are our purses always as barren as the desert sands? This city, our Babylon, is filled with men who work as we do, yet they walk with a spring in their step, their purses fat and jingling. They feast with their families, their laughter echoing in the cool night air. What secret do they possess that we do not?" Kabi plucked a mournful, questioning chord from his lyre. "It is a truth that haunts my waking hours and my dreams, my friend," he replied softly. "My music brings solace to the hearts of others, but it brings no coins to my purse. The few coppers we earn seem to sprout wings and fly away before we can even give them a name. I have begun to believe, Bansir, that wealth is not a matter of chance or hard work alone. I believe there are laws that govern it, like the laws that govern the stars in the heavens. And perhaps between those who understand these laws and those who are ignorant of them, there is a difference as vast as the distance between this earth and the moon, no matter how great their efforts." A profound silence settled between them. It was not a silence of despair, but the hallowed silence of two souls awakening to a monumental truth. A new light, a flicker of fierce determination, began to burn in Bansir's eyes. "Then we will remain ignorant no longer," he declared, his voice ringing with newfound conviction. "We will not curse our fate, we will change it. If there is a wisdom we lack, we will seek it from one who possesses it. I have heard the stories. Arcad, the richest man in all of Babylon, was once as poor as we are. He was a scribe's son, with no inheritance to his name. He must know the very laws you speak of.
Kabi, my friend, let us go!
Let us go to Arcad. Let us stand before him not as beggars, but as men who seek knowledge, and let us ask him to bestow upon us the wisdom to become masters of our own fortunes. This single burning resolution, forged in a moment of shared desperation and dawning hope, was the first step on a path that would change their destinies, and perhaps the destiny of you who are listening to this story now, greatly and forever. Chapter 2: The 7 Cures for a Lean Purse. The news of their quest spread through the city like a desert wind, and a great crowd gathered in the magnificent courtyard of Arcad's estate. From a high platform, Arcad, a man whose calm eyes held the depth of ancient wisdom, looked upon their earnest faces and began to speak, his voice like that of a gentle father. "I see in your faces the same thirst I once felt," he said. "The emptiness of a lean purse is a heavy burden, but it is a burden that can be lifted. I was not born to wealth. I found the path to plenty, and I will share it with you now. These are the 7 cures, the 7 principles that will transform your lean purses into fat ones and your despair into prosperity. The first cure: start thy purse to fattening. For every 10 coins you place in your purse, take out for use but 9. This is the first law, the seed from which your tree of wealth will grow. You pay the baker, the vintner, the sandal maker, but do you pay yourself? A part of all you earn is yours to keep. This is not a suggestion. It is a command you give to yourself. This first coin you save is a magical seed. It holds the promise of 1,000 more. Guard it, respect it, and from this simple act, all else will follow. I am the master of my earnings, and I honor myself first. With every coin I receive, a portion is mine to keep, forever. This is my seed of wealth, and I plant it now in the fertile soil of my future. The second cure: control thy expenditures. Next, you must learn to distinguish between your needs and your desires. The beast of necessary expenses will always grow to consume all that you feed it if left untamed. Budget thy expenses. Write down that which you need to live and that which you simply wish for. Do not starve your worthy desires, but learn to satisfy them within the 9/10 of your earnings. This discipline will bring you not misery, but control. You will become the master of your money, not its slave. I am the wise master of my desires. I choose to spend my money on things of true and lasting value. I find contentment and joy in living within my means, knowing that my wealth is growing every day. The third cure: make thy gold multiply. Your saved gold must not be idle. It must labor for you. Every single coin can be a worker, a faithful slave that earns you more. And the coppers it earns are its children who can also earn for you. This is the magic of the stream of wealth. You must create a continuous flow of income, an army of golden workers that march to bring you abundance, even as you sleep. Find a profitable employment for every coin. Let them be like a flock of sheep multiplying in the field. My money works for me diligently and joyfully. It is my faithful servant, creating ever-expanding streams of wealth that flow back to me. I am the source of a mighty river of abundance. The fourth cure: guard thy treasures from loss. The first principle of investment is security of thy principal. It is better to earn a little with safety than to risk much for a great return. Before you part with your gold, be certain it can be reclaimed. Do not be misled by your own romantic desires to get rich quickly. Consult with men wise in the handling of money. Let their wisdom protect your treasure from the cunning traps set by schemers and your own inexperience. A fortune is lost much more quickly than it is built. With wise judgment and trusted counsel, I protect my precious assets from all danger. My wealth is secure, planted in safe ground where it can grow strong and tall, protected from all storms. The fifth cure: make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. Own thy own home. There is no greater satisfaction for a man than to eat figs from his own trees and drink wine from his own vines. When you pay a landlord, your money is gone forever. When you pay towards your own home, you are building an asset and creating a sanctuary for your family. A home filled with love and comfort will fill your heart with pride and give a deeper purpose to all your labors. I am worthy of a wonderful home that brings true peace, joy, and security to myself and my loved ones. My home is a sacred space, a power spot of love, happiness, and ever-increasing abundance. The sixth cure, ensure a future income. The sun of your youth will not shine forever. The winter of old age will surely come. You must provide in advance for the needs of your growing age and the protection of your family. This may be through lending money on safe terms, buying lands, or other means that will provide a steady income. A man who prepares for his future can live in the present with a heart free from the heavy burden of worry. I make wise and thoughtful preparations for my future and the future of my family. My heart is calm, protected by an unshakable sense of security. My future is a landscape of light, abundance, and profound peace. The seventh cure, increase thy ability to earn. And the final, most vital cure is this: you yourself are your greatest capital. The desire to earn more must be preceded by the desire to know more. You must cultivate your own powers, study and become wiser, improve your skills, act with respect for yourself. The man who seeks to learn more of his craft shall be richly rewarded. Your ability to earn is not a fixed amount. It is a muscle that will grow stronger with every effort you make to improve. I am a lifelong learner. I invest daily in my greatest asset, myself. Within me lies an infinite capacity for growth, for wisdom, and for value. My power to earn increases with every passing day. ***. Chapter 3. The Walls of Babylon. Tilde. The Wisdom of Protection. Tilde***. One evening, as the council of the king of Babylon sat in session, the question of the city's defense was raised. The mighty walls, which had stood for generations, were beginning to show their age. A great debate began. Some argued that the treasury was low and the money could be better spent on other things. But the wise old king stood and spoke. "Look around you," he said, his voice resonating with authority. "Look at our magnificent temples, our prosperous markets, our happy homes. What is it that allows all this to exist? It is the security provided by our great walls. Without them, we are vulnerable to any marauding tribe that covets our wealth. A city without protection cannot enjoy its prosperity," he continued. "The cost of protection is never an expense. It is the wisest of all investments. For what good is it to create wealth if you cannot hold on to it? The same is true for the wealth of an individual. You must build a wall of protection around your fortune, just as we must maintain the walls of our city." And so it was decided. The people of Babylon worked together to rebuild and strengthen their walls, making them higher and thicker than ever before. They understood that protection was the foundation of their prosperity. This story teaches us a profound lesson. The fourth cure, guard thy treasures from loss, is not merely about cautious investing. It is about creating a fortress around your financial life. It is about having insurance, creating emergency funds, and diversifying your assets so that no single misfortune can wipe you out. Just as the walls of Babylon allowed its citizens to work and live in peace, your own financial walls will give you the peace of mind to pursue greater opportunities without fear. I am a wise builder. I construct strong walls of protection around my assets and my family. My financial fortress is impenetrable, giving me the confidence and security to live a prosperous and fearless life. Chapter 4. The Joy of Work and the Power of Friendship. In the shadowed alleyways of Babylon lived a man named Tarkad. He was not a man, but a ghost, haunted by the crushing weight of debts he could not pay. He had once been a cheerful man, but now he barely ate, and his days were a blur of despair. His friends had long since turned away, unable to bear the sight of his misery. It was then that his oldest friend Dabasir, the camel trader, returned to Babylon from a long and profitable journey across the desert. Hearing of his friend's plight, Dabasir's heart ached. He went at once to Tarkad's small, dark hovel. "My friend," Dabasir said, his voice gentle but firm, "what has become of the man who once laughed so freely?" Tarkad could only shake his head, his eyes vacant. "It is finished, Dabasir. The moneylenders hound me. I have lost the very will to lift my head, let alone my tools. My future is that of a slave." Dabasir grasped Tarkad's thin shoulders, forcing the man to look at him. "Tarkad, listen to me, You have lost more than gold. You have lost the joy of work. You have lost faith in yourself, and that is the true tragedy. Remember this, my friend," Dabasir continued, his voice ringing with passion. "Work is not a curse, it is a blessing. It is the greatest friend a man can have. It is the sacred act through which we prove our worth to ourselves and to the world. When you shape a piece of wood, you are not just making an object, you are shaping your own character. When you provide a service, you are weaving yourself into the fabric of society. The gold you receive is but a symbol of the value you have created. Dabasir offered him not charity, but a chance. Come, work for me. Guard the gate of my caravan tonight. I will give you food, a few coppers, and a piece of wisdom. Work makes the man. Work will restore your confidence. And with confidence, you can face any debt and conquer it. Reluctantly, Tarkat agreed. As he stood guard under the vast, star-filled Babylonian sky, something began to shift within him. The simple, honest labor brought a feeling of purpose he had not felt in years. It brought order to the chaos of his mind. He followed Dabasir's plan. He used the coppers he earned to buy bread, and he saved a portion, however small, to begin a plan of repayment. He was no longer a ghost. He was a worker, a man with a plan, a man with pride. In time, through hard work and adherence to the principles of wisdom, Tarkad repaid every debt, rebuilt his business, and became a respected merchant. He never forgot the lesson from his friend. "You did not give me gold, Dabasir," he later said. "You gave me back my soul." I find deep joy and satisfaction in my work. It is the noble expression of my skills and my value. Through my labor, I enrich myself and the world around me. I am a proud, capable creator of my own prosperous destiny. Chapter 5. The Goddess of Good Luck and the Courage to Act In. Arkad's School of Wisdom. A spirited debate once arose about the nature of good luck. A young weaver stood and declared, "Good luck is a matter of chance. The gods favor some and ignore others. We can do nothing but hope for their favor." Another man, a farmer, countered, "No, good luck comes from being in the right place at the right time. It is a matter of circumstance." Arkad listened patiently, then raised a hand for silence. "You both speak of things as they appear on the surface," he said. "But you do not see the current that flows beneath. Let me tell you about the goddess of good luck. She is not blind. She is keenly observant. She is attracted to one quality above all others: action. Procrastination is her greatest repellent. The man who says, "I will seize the opportunity when I am more prepared," or "I will wait for a sign," is a man she will never visit. Opportunity does not wait. It is a swift-footed beast. To catch it, you must be ready to leap. Think of the times in your own lives when a golden chance appeared before you. Did you grasp it, or did you hesitate? Analyze and doubt until the moment had passed. He who hesitates is building a wall between himself and good fortune. Good luck is not a passive event. It is an active creation. It is the child born from the marriage of preparation and opportunity. You prepare by constantly learning, honing your skills, and saving your gold. You act by having the courage to make a swift decision when opportunity knocks. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Act, and the conditions will become perfect. Action is the magnet that pulls good luck towards you. Be bold, be decisive, for the goddess of good luck is in love with the man of action. I have the sharp intuition to recognize opportunity in all its forms. When opportunity arrives, I greet it with courage and decisive action. Good luck is not something I wait for. It is something I create. I am a magnet for fortunate circumstances. Chapter 6. The 5 Laws of Gold and the Ordeal of Nomasirol. These lessons are embodied in the story of Arkad's own son, Nomasir. Arkad wished to bequeath to his son not a fortune, but the wisdom to create one. He gave Nomasir a bag of gold and a clay tablet inscribed with the 5 laws of gold. "Go forth into the world," Arkad said. "Prove thy worth. Return in 10 years and tell me of thy journey." Nomasir, full of the foolish confidence of youth, set out. He soon fell in with men who promised impossible profits from a horse race. Blinded by greed, he bet his entire bag of gold and lost it all in a single afternoon. Desperate and alone, he was tricked, robbed of his fine clothes, and sold into slavery. In the crushing despair of his servitude, forced to labor under a brutal master, Nomasir remembered the tablet his father had given him. He had failed the 5th law. He had trusted his inexperience and forced his gold to impossible earnings. He had failed the 4th law. He had invested with those unfamiliar with true value. But as he toiled, a new resolve formed in his heart. He would not remain a slave. He began to apply the laws he had forgotten. He worked harder than any other slave, applying his intelligence to his tasks. His master, a baker, noticed his diligence and intelligence. Nomasir suggested ways to make the bakery more efficient. He was eventually made a foreman. He applied the 1st law. He saved 1/10 of his meager earnings. He applied the 2nd law. He lent his small savings to other merchants for a fair return. He applied the third law. He sought the advice of his master and other wise businessmen. Slowly, painstakingly, his small purse began to fatten. He eventually earned enough to buy his own freedom. Then he became a partner with his former master. He built a great fortune, far greater than the one he had lost. After 10 years, he returned to Babylon, a man transformed. He had not just earned back his gold, he had earned wisdom, character, and self-respect. He understood that the 5 laws were not mere words, but the very architecture of reality. Let us now engrave these 5 ultimate truths upon the temple of your subconscious mind. The first law of gold. Gold cometh gladly and in increasing quantity to any man who will put by not less than 1/10 of his earnings to create an estate for his future and that of his family. The second law of gold. Gold laboreth diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of the field. The third law of gold. Gold clingeth to the protection of the cautious owner, who invests it under the advice of men wise in its handling. The fourth law of gold. Gold slippeth away from the man who invests it in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar, or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep. The fifth law of gold. Gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings, or who followeth the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers, or who trusts it to his own inexperience and romantic desires in investment. I will make these 5 laws of gold the unwavering compass of my life. I will follow these laws to build a steady, wise, and lasting abundance. I understand that every failure is a priceless lesson that makes me wiser. Epilogue. A return to the abundant self. The voices of the wise men of Babylon begin to fade, dissolving into the deep and peaceful silence of your sleep. But their wisdom is no longer outside of you. It is now within you, shining in the deepest sanctuary of your heart, as solid as a diamond, as bright as the sun. The 7 cures for building wealth. The joy of work that redeems the soul, the power of action that commands good fortune, and the 5 eternal laws of gold that govern all prosperity. These timeless truths will continue to work powerfully within your subconscious mind as you rest, restructuring your thoughts, your beliefs, and your reality in perfect alignment with abundance. Like Bansir, you have known the sacred thirst for more. Like Arkad, you have learned the wisdom to create it. Like Dabasir, you understand the true redemptive power of work. Like Nomasir, you know that you can rise from any failure, wiser and stronger than before. You are a powerful creator, capable of generating limitless abundance through your own efforts. You yourself are your greatest capital, a sacred temple of infinite value. Your sleep tonight has been a magical ceremony, a fundamental shift in your journey. Surrender now completely into the deep, peaceful ocean of sleep. At the bottom of that ocean lies the treasure of your own infinite potential. Whispered wisdom is always here, cheering for your success and happiness. When you awaken tomorrow with the light of a new morning, you will carry within you the wisdom of the ancient sages and an unshakable confidence in your own power. The world is full of possibilities, waiting for you to claim them. Now sleep deeply and peacefully, and may your dreams be rich and wonderful.